The world of information technology and gaming has brought humanity together in ways that were previously impossible. These industries are strengthened by leaders who have built their reputation through decades of innovations and who celebrated their success over the years. That being said, even the top tech companies have seen their share of catastrophic failures. My name is Alex, here with Dance Dance North, to present the top 5 worst tech anniversaries. For this list, we'll be looking at the computing and gaming industries. All of the entries were part of an official company anniversary, with one exception that did not acknowledge the anniversary. Additionally, with only one exception, I have tried and enjoyed products from the various brands on this list. So without any further waiting, let's get this countdown started. At number 5, it's the 20th anniversary Macintosh, or TAM. The stylish bronze all-in-one computer was announced in January 1997 at a whopping $7,499 US, celebrating 20 years of Apple. While the TAM boasted impressive features like a thin profile, cable TV tuner, radio, and Bose 2.1 sound system, it was crippled by limited upgrade potential, slow CD-ROM drive, and low-resolution monitor. Similar Macs sold for less than half the TAM's price. It was also less powerful than the Power Mac G3 and PowerBook G3, released later that year after Steve Jobs returned to Apple in September. Jobs hated the TAM and ordered a fire sale, first at $3,499 and finally at $1,999. Despite being a commercial flop, TAM was featured on movies like Children of Men and Batman and Robin. How fitting! The worst Apple anniversary ever, paired with the worst Batman film ever. Moving now to number 4, we have the Gateway 2000 10th Anniversary PC. Released in October 1995 for a steep $3,999 US, it cost $1,000 more than a similar system sold by Gateway. The company claimed that the anniversary PC had a faster CD-ROM drive, superior graphics card, bonus surround sound speakers, and much more. This PC sold over 10,000 units, but hundreds of clients' computer failed to perform as advertised. After pressure from consumers and the media, Gateway offered repairs and refunds, in some cases $900. Contrary to Apple and the TAM, the Gateway 2000 10th Anniversary PC had a bland design, now largely forgotten. 12 years after the system's release, Acer acquired Gateway for $710 million. It's now time for number 3, and we're looking at an international arcade game that delivered an inconsistent experience from one region to another. That's right, it's Dance Dance Revolution X. First, a little history. From 1998 to 2002, Konami released region-specific variants. Japan had 8 main games, Europe had 3, although a 4th was launched in 2005. The Americas loved DDR, yet only got 2 mediocre games. This led to the mass bootlegging of the Japanese DDR Extreme, which had 240 songs. Konami largely ignored the bootleg scene and instead focused on its next DDR game, DDR Supernova, in 2006. Supernova added 120 new songs and kept most of DDR Extreme's songs for a total of 303. It was its first international release and its most successful one, but it did see some setbacks. First, plans for PlayStation 2 memory card support at the arcade were scrapped. Second, eAmusement was only launched in Asia. 3. Europe saw limited success because the European Union banned the specific PS2 model used at the arcade. 4 upgrade kits were not popular outside of Asia. Hundreds of DDR machines kept running the bootleg DDR Extreme. This brings us to the next effort, DDR-X. Now the game was first released for the PlayStation 2 home console in North America on September 16, 2008. Celebrating DDR's 10th anniversary, we'll take a closer look at it later, but while that region got the PS2 version first, Japan got the arcade first on Christmas Eve 2008. This release featured a new, gorgeous looking cabinet with a widescreen LCD, vibrant LED lighting, and solid dance pads that kept up with the beat. The rest of Asia was also blessed to have these machines. What could possibly go wrong with the international arcade release? Well, plenty it turns out. America and Europe had to wait over 8 months after the PlayStation 2 release. Konami not only kept Betson as a distributor despite alleged issues with Supernova, but it also partnered with manufacturer Raw Frills. With DDR-X, Raw Frills just didn't care about what mattered to fans. For starters, both the LCD monitor and a BIOS time bug caused the game to lag, which ruined the experience, especially for pros. E-amusement pass readers remained useless as at the time the service was cancelled outside of Asia. Speakers were also a downgrade, as the bottom light-up ones that look like bass speakers are merely decorations. The worst part, the dance pads had infamously terrible quality, almost on par with bootleg machines. Those looking to upgrade a working Supernova or Extreme machine were practically out of luck, as upgrade kits were very rare. Now in 2011, DDR-X2 made some minor improvements. It was too little too late. Sales of both releases were low, arcades cancelled many orders, yet nearly killed the DDR franchise. Making its way to number 2 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. The original Tony Hawk game was released on August 31, 1999 for the original PlayStation. The sequel, along with ports to the Dreamcast and other consoles for both games, were released in the following year. The third game was released in 2001 and the fourth in 2002. The series' first 3 games earned the best review scores, including several reviewers who gave it 100%. The idea of skating to explore levels and to score combo tricks was groundbreaking at its time.
He's like, here's what's happening. We're releasing the 4th game. The last 3 are still in the top 10 of sales. He handed me a check for $4 million.
Tony Hawk got several spin-off games from 2003 to 2007 with the same developer, Neversoft. These received positive reviews, though not on par with the first 3 games. Things took a turn for worse in 2008 when publisher Activision switched to developer Robomodo. From a poorly received Nintendo DS Motion game to a universally panned skateboard balance board with the Ride and Shred games for home consoles, these gimmicks started to damage the Tony Hawk franchise. On July 18, 2012, Robomodo released Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD, an enhanced port of the best-selling first 3 games. Critics preferred the original games, but still gave the HD port better ratings than Robomodo's previous Tony Hawk games. The final game, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, was released on September 29, 2015. Though unacknowledged, it worked out to be the 16th anniversary of the Tony Hawk franchise. Unlike Tony Hawk HD or previous games, it was slammed by critics. Metacritic gave the Xbox One version a 39% score and the PS3 version a 33% score. Issues included poor controls and physics, boring level design, fewer features than previous games, and rushed release so that players without the internet could only play the tutorial and create a park modes. At least with DDR-X there were some decent versions, but with Tony Hawk 5 all versions are bad. Activision still owns the right to the franchise, but the damage is done.
Anything honorable. Honorable, what were you just looking at?
Ju-on the Grudge. In 2009, to celebrate Ju-on's 10th anniversary, it got 39% on Metacritic, but I'm not familiar with the horror series, Sony PlayStation's 10th and its 20th anniversary. On the 10th, their Jesus ad campaign, Yesci Agni de Passione, was pulled after offending many Christians. On the 20th, Sony and the game store gave Brits a chance to either win a free PS4 or buy one for the full $399. Further confusing, the PlayStation 94 pop-up shop with no connection to the game store offered a special £19.94 price for 1 day only. At first I thought the campy promo was a parody, but it's from the official Sony PlayStation channel.
I crashed my Bandicoot!
Nevertheless, both the Sony and game brands were reprimanded by the Advertising Standards Agency. Last but not least, two Sonic Boom games, Rise of Lyric for the Wii U and Shattered Crystal for the 3DS, released on November 11, 2014. Though unacknowledged, it was a few months after Sonic's 22nd anniversary, but critics panned both games, especially Rise of Lyric. Combined sales were low as well, sitting at just 620,000 copies.
One time.
We've seen some bad computing and gaming anniversaries and dishonorable mentions that come pretty close, but the one that takes the cake has to be Sonic the Hedgehog, released on November 14, 2006 to celebrate Sonic's 15th anniversary on the Xbox 360 and later the PS3. Unlike Sonic Dash, this game is in the main series, with this title sharing the same name as the critically acclaimed 1991 debut on the Genesis. Despite this, the difference is night and day. The move from 2D to 3D was no excuse. Sega released two top-rated Sonic adventure games on the Dreamcast, both in 3D. The company then moved to third-party consoles with successful 2D and 3D Sonic games. By 2004, it focused on then upcoming 7th generation consoles for the next Sonic game, but it faced some setbacks. First, Sonic co-creator Yuji Naka quit Sonic Team to focus on other projects. Then, the team spread itself too thin by splitting up between two projects, one for the Wii and one for other systems. Finally, development was rushed for the holidays and for Sonic's 15th anniversary year. This led to poor quality control. The Xbox 360 game was released the week of the PS3 console launch, and other issues. Sonic the Hedgehog received a 46% Metacritic score on the Xbox 360 and a 43% score on the PS3. The main problems included using an untested beta build for the final product, having 3 storylines instead of just one, questionable romance between Sonic and human Elise, long waiting times, glitchy controls, and much more. The issues are so numerous. The top result for Sonic 2006 on YouTube is a cussing gamer who otherwise loves Sonic games. The soundtrack is one of the game's few positives and enjoyed by hundreds of thousands of fans. In 2010, Sega delisted this game and other poorly received Sonic titles. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you also to all the subscribers. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, as well as checking out Dance Dance North on social media networks like Instagram, Twitter, Mixer, and Gab. Thank you very much and take care.